Audrey from the Kurt's Corner, and it's fall here in Texas. You can see my pumpkins. I'm so excited. Fall is my absolute favorite season of the year. I love the cool weather, and it's starting to finally cool down here in Texas, and I decided it's time to start making my arm knitting infinity scarves again. So if you've been with me from the beginning, you'll know that my first video, 30-minute arm knitting infinity scarf, is really what propelled my channel. It's been my top video, and you can see it here if you haven't watched it before. I had just broke 3 million views, so obviously I was doing something right and you guys are enjoying it. So today I'm here to share with you another arm knitting scarf tutorial, but this time I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. A lot of you have been asking if you could incorporate 2 different colors into your scarves and if it would look good. And yeah, it looks great. I initially had done a tutorial showing you how to incorporate 2 strands at one time together, which you'll see here in this video where I show you how to bind the scarf off, but nobody's ever done a striped scarf before. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a color blocking arm knitting infinity scarf. Ta-da! So here is my color blocked infinity scarf. I used it with a similar color class using some greens and an orange color, so it's really great for fall. And I'm using my sponsor's Lion brand yarn. I love their yarn. It's super soft, easy to work with, great quality. So if you haven't checked out my sponsors before, be sure to check them out at lionbrand.com. So the yarn I'm using today is the Lion brand yarn Wool Ease Thick and Quick, and I'm using 3 different colors. This first one here is Snapdragon, so this is the middle tone color, and then here I have my Cilantro. This is what that looks like. So this is a really deep green color, so this is the darkest color. And then the third color, which is the last color in my scarf, is Butterscotch, and this is what it looks like. It's a really pretty color. So all 3 together create a really great color blocking scheme. So they have tons of different colors that you can incorporate together with this Wool Ease Thick and Quick, and this is all super bulky 6 ounce weight yarn. So if you like the thickness of this scarf, be sure to get a 6 ounce yarn and you will achieve this look. And you can do 1 color, 2 color, you can do 5 colors, it's really up to you. So I am going to get started and show you how to arm knit if you've never done it before. If you have, that's great, and I'll show you how to switch out colors so that you can create your very own color blocking arm knitting infinity scarf. Okay, so to start, I'm going to show you from this view, and then I'm going to turn my camera around and show you from the other view from my perspective. That's what seemed to work best in the first video, and 99% of you liked it that way, so I think that's the easiest way to show it. That way you get both views. So what we're going to do first, all you need is your skeins of yarn. And this time I'm only going to be using 1 skein. Last time I used 2 skeins, so I had 2 strands of yarn going at all times. This time I'm just going to have 1 strand going. It'll still create a chunky scarf because the yarn is so thick, and you'll be doubling it if you choose to double it, or you can just do the 1 strand scarf. So just 1 strand, and then all you'll need other than that is your pair of scissors. So it doesn't matter which color you start with. I'm starting with my darkest color first, and I'm just gonna pull my sleeves up. So the first step is just to pull your yarn out from the center of your skein. It's easier than pulling it from the end and the whole thing unraveling. If it comes from the center, it keeps it from jumping around all over the place. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pull my string, and then I'm gonna create a slip knot. So I'm gonna do a rather long tail because that's what we're gonna use to knit our scarf together in the end. To create our infinity scarf. So all you do is take both ends, twist it, and then with a knot, grab one of the pieces of yarn and pull, and that'll create your slip knot. So once you've created your slip knot, put it on your wrist with the tail, which is this piece of yarn, closest to your body, where it's pointing towards your body. Tighten that up on your wrist, but not too tight because you're going to need to pull this off of your arm. And we're going to take the tail and go around our thumb, and then we're going to take the working yarn, which is the piece that's coming out of the skein of yarn, and go around our pointer finger. So all you're going to do is stick your fingers through, and then grab the yarn with your hand here, and then do this where it will create an X. So I'm just sticking my fingers through the yarn, grabbing the pieces at the bottom, and then making an X by doing this downward motion. So what I'm gonna do now is take my finger with the yarn on this wrist, and I'm gonna go under this first strand, and then I'm gonna come over to this finger and grab this first loop, and I'm going to come under and then go through the hole that my hand created. So I know this, some people see it better from this angle that I'm showing you, and others will see it better from when I put the camera behind me. So again, I'll show you both ways, don't freak out. So through, come down and make your X's. You're gonna go under this one, over this one, and then through the hole that you create. Okay, so one more time. Put your fingers through, tail around the thumb. Make your X's, go under this one, put your hand through it, come over and under this one, and it'll create a hole right there, and you're gonna come through. And then you're just gonna tighten up on your arm. Okay? So now I'm gonna turn around and show you what it looks like if I were looking at my own hands doing it, and hopefully you can get casting on that way. Okay, so again, we're going to stick our fingers through and wrap it around. Create your X's on your fingers. We're gonna go under this one, over and under and through the loop on this one, and just let go of all the strings. Okay, through with the tail on your thumb, through, grab the bottom excess with your fingers, bring down and make your X's, go under this one, over this first one on your pointer finger, and then through the loop. It really is super simple once you just get it down a few times. So I've cast on now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. The scarf that you saw at the beginning, I cast on 12 times. So I have cast on now and I'm ready to knit. And that literally is probably the hardest part of the entire scarf, and it really isn't that hard once you get the hang of it. So if you didn't get it, just watch it a few more times, watch it from my perspective and watch it from in front of me. I know you'll get it. Promise you can. Okay, so now we're going to start knitting. Okay, so I'm going to show you knitting from this angle. Knitting isn't hard. This was the easiest part. So you're going to leave your tail alone from now on. You're not going to be using that at all. So don't worry about it. Just put it to the side. So now we're going to take the working yarn, which is the yarn that's coming out of the skein, and we're going to take that in the hand that has the knitting on our arm, and we're going to pull a loop off while holding the working yarn and create a loop. Stick your hand through, grab the working yarn, and just kind of tighten it, push it towards your wrist, okay? Alright, that's what it looks like. So it doesn't look like anything yet. Just keep going. So again, grab it with this hand, pull the loop off, create your hole, stick your hand through, grab the working yarn, and just tighten up. Don't go too tight because it'll be too hard to get off your wrist as you go. So you just keep doing that until you fully transferred it to one arm. To keep this video short, I'm going to go ahead and switch to my next color. So this is considered 2 rows, and it looks kind of messy right now, but it will come together at the end and look much neater. So I'm going to grab my other color and then move on to the next. Alright, so now I have my next color. So this is the Snapdragon color. So I'm going to take my scissors, I'm going to cut it like right here, hold on to this piece with your hand, the one that you cut, and let the other piece go. Now, if you cut it too short, it's going to be difficult to do this, so just don't cut it too short. What I'm going to do is just tie a simple knot to switch the color out, just make sure it's really tight. So I like to do a knot, get really tight, and then do one last good knot. And then if you're too close and you feel like it's too hard to cut with your left hand or right hand, depending on what hand you use, you can always cut these off at the very end. I'm just doing it now because it's easy for me to do it. It's without a problem. Okay, so this is now what they look like when they're connected, which kind of looks like you would notice it, but actually when you get to knitting, it kind of gets hidden in the work, so you won't really see it at all. Okay, so now I have them connected, I'm going to keep knitting. So again, hold the working yarn coming from the skein of yarn in your hand, pull a loop over, stick your hand through there, hold the working yarn, pull the loop over, put your hand through the loop. So this part is literally the easiest part of this entire thing. So the scarf that you saw in the beginning of the video, for that one, I did a total of 3 sections per color. That's 27 total sections of knitting. So you're going to knit back and forth from arm to arm 27 times. 27 rows, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to bind off. Since I already have my finished product, I'm just going to show you how to finish it. So let's pretend that I have already knit 27 times and I'm finished and I'm ready, I'm done, and going to finish my scarf. So to do that, I'm going to hold the working yarn in my hand still like I'm knitting, and I'm going to take that loop, go over, transfer it just like I would if I were knitting. Now we're going to hold it again, pull a loop over, put our hand through, and tighten it. Okay, here's where the change comes. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop our working yarn. We're going to take that loop closest to us, the first one that we did, and we're going to pull it over that loop, and then we're going to take the working yarn and we're going to pull it tight towards our arm. Okay, you just cast off your first stitch. So again, hold it in this hand, pull the loop over, go through the hole, drop the working yarn, pull the loop over the last loop that you just made, grab the working yarn, and pull tight towards your wrist. Okay? Okay, so now I have cast off all of my stitches and I'm left with one on my arm. I'm going to cut that working yarn, kind of cut it long because you'll use it to stitch your scarf together in the end. Slip the loop off your hand while pulling the working yarn through the loop, and then just simply pull tight, and that'll create a knot at the end of your work. Okay, so basically all we did was create a binding at the end, which is going to keep our work from unraveling, which is the same thing we did in the beginning when we were casting on. Okay, so all you would do then, pretending that this was a finished scarf, it's actually only 3 rows of knitting, you would just put your 2 ends together. These are my 2 ends of the scarf, and then take one of those tails that you had. This is the tail at the end of the work, and all we're going to do is wrap it around our scarf edges, literally just looping it around and through like a whip stitch. Okay, so this is my finished scarf. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below, and I have all my social media handles down below in the description. Give me a shout out, tell me what you think about it, send me your pictures. I'd love to feature you on my social media channels. And be sure, as always, to visit my sponsors, Lion Brand Yarn, at lionbrand.com, and go buy some yarn so that you can make your very own color blocking infinity scarf and give them away as gifts, or just keep them for yourself. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye!